Check out these Air Neo 360s from 2007. I'm always a huge fan of bright colored Air Maxes. Bright colors have been a part of the Air Max line ever since Tinker Hatfield designed the very first Air Max and wanted it to be bright red. So when I saw this pair in 2007 with these bright wild colors all over it, I was all over them. Air Max 360s first came out in 2006. There were actually 3 different numbered models, 361s, 2s, and 3s. And these are the Neo 360. Neo is just another word for new. So these are like the 4th version of the 360. Now in 2006, Nike also came out with the Air 180. It was the second go at the Air 180, and it had half as much air as the Air 360. So when you look at these 360s and you see 360 degrees of visible air, imagine just 180 degrees of visible air, and it was basically air from here on around. It didn't go up all the way to the front of the shoe. The Air 180 sort of cut off here. But in 2006, those 180s came out, and in 2007, along with these Neo 360s, there were also Neo 180s. But the 180s were always the poor man's version of the 360. Interestingly though, when Nike unveiled the Air Max 360 technology and then the second go at the Air Max 180 technology in 06, they put the Plus technology with the 180s. I know this sounds confusing and it's quite a mouthful, but let me just repeat that. In 2006, Nike made Air Max 360s. They also made Air Max 180s with half as much air. They also unveiled Nike Plus technology, which meant that your shoes would be compatible with your iPod. So when you worked out, your shoes would communicate with your iPod and your iPod would tell you all about your workout. Nike put that Plus technology in the 180 models, but not the 360 models. So even though the 180s were like the poor man's version of the 360s with half as much air, they actually did feature an added benefit, which was that Plus iPod compatibility. And the reason why Nike couldn't put that on these 360s is because in those days, on the inside of the shoe, and actually it was the left shoe, so it would be more accurate to hold this one up, on the inside, underneath the insole, you would put a little chip, and that's what talked to your iPod. But when you look underneath here and through here, there's nothing but air, so there was no room to put that chip, so the original 360s were not compatible with your iPod. 360 soles and midsoles were the first time that Nike ever was able to remove all of the foam from the midsole and just make it so that you're on nothing but air. What a cool innovation. Check it out right there. And actually it's great because the shoes don't fall apart and crumble over time. Although sometimes they yellow, like some of the white model midsoles will get yellow over time. But anyway, that was the big innovation on the Air Max 360, and it lasted from 2006 to 2008, and then in 2009, Nike put a new midsole and a new outsole with the Air Max 2009. You may recall the bright red edition of that shoe that came out with the Air Max Attack Pack. This pair of Neo 360s retailed for $150. I don't remember seeing them at retail, but they were all over the outlet stores. I used to buy these for $59.99, and I would buy the 180 versions for $29.99, and I would sell them all day long to happy customers all over the world. Look at this beautiful shoe. It actually looks to me like the Air Max 1 upper, with this swoosh right here and this panel of blue on here. Now, of course, it's not exactly the Air Max 1, but it looks the most like an Air Max 1 of the Air Max 360 models. Now, there were also a lot of hybrids with Air Max 360s. There was the whole one-time only pack, but there were a lot of different Air Maxes where they put the 360 midsole and outsole on there, including the Air Max 1. So there are hybrid Air Max 1 360s, but then there are these that sort of resemble the Air Max 1 as a 360. I love the red swoosh, I love the blue accents, I love the bright yellow all over the shoe, especially in the air bubble. These shoes have a perforated upper. It's not quite leather, it's more of a synthetic material, almost a patent leather at some places. But what a great looking shoe. I had these on display in the ShoeZeum with highlighters in them in the back to school exhibit with Air Max 95 360s that were part of the highlighter pack. Anyway, it's been a pleasure breaking out the Air Neo 360, one of my favorite Air Max 360s and one of the shoes that really flew under the radar. Like, not that many people even know about this shoe. And it's been a pleasure introducing you to them.